Well, hey there, gang, and welcome to our first virtual lecture for this semester, Intro to Sports Media. Officially, this is discussion 5B. And what we're going to do today is talk about a couple of different things, and there is a accompanying video that goes along with this with Katie Daly from ESPN. We'll learn more about her in a moment. So we're not meeting in the classroom this week, totally on our YouTube channel here online. So here's what we've got today for discussion 5B. We're going to really focus on social media and sports and how consumption of social media and fanhood is changing. And that is where ESPN's Katie Daly comes in. You'll learn more about her in a moment. Now remember, on Wednesday, we continue with our virtual lectures, totally online here on our class YouTube channel. So let's start with this. Everyone in this classroom is involved one way or another in social media. You probably all have at least one or two or five social media accounts, and that's kind of the way it is, right? Worldwide, we know that that's nothing new. But let's look at some of the analytics of it. Worldwide, what do you think the top social media site is that more people use than any other site worldwide? And I think if we were there today and we took a class poll, well, you guys are pretty savvy, you'd probably get it, but it's Facebook. Take a look. More people worldwide use Facebook than any other social media platform. That's worldwide. What if we just talked about the United States, right? Because, you know, there's a billion people, more than a billion people in China, and they have totally different social media needs and desires, and government regulation prohibits a lot of social media sites. Let's look at the USA, and again, it shows us that in our country, it is Facebook. Number one, by far, nearly 80% of everybody in the country uses Facebook. YouTube second, you can see Instagram third, followed by TikTok and Snapchat, Twitter, now X, of course, and down the line. So one of the really interesting things is the demographics and the analytics of who uses what. So let's take a look at that specifically. Let's take a look at Facebook to start, right? And the reason it's important to understand the analytics is you may not use Facebook anymore, right? A lot of people under 25 aren't Facebook users, or they don't rely on it. But it skews older, of course. And if it skews to that 40, 50, 60-year-old group, that is worldwide and specifically in the United States an affluent group. That is why, say for example, at Virginia Tech, if we're going to do a big push, a big social media push on a new thing we're starting and have started this year at Lane Stadium called the Lane Lounge, right? It's on the west side of Lane Stadium, 2 hours before every game. You can come in and there's food and drink and a bar, and you can go there for each game, just the Lane Lounge, not to get into the game, just to schmooze with other donors. It's $1,000 for the season or $130 a game, right? That isn't going to appeal to most people who use TikTok. That's not going to appeal to a lot of people that aren't making big money. But the people that are interested in that kind of thing almost universally are on Facebook. So if you look at the analytics, you'll notice that 56% of Facebook users worldwide are male, and about 20% of Facebook users worldwide are men 25 to 34. In fact, women 13 to 17, so middle school to high school, are the lowest demographic of users in the United States. In the United States, people aged 25 to 34 use Facebook more than any other age group. And that is why Virginia Tech Athletics, we have Twitter, right? We have all the different things. We have Insta, they do a lot of it, but there's a greater return. There's a greater return on this, on Virginia Tech's Facebook page. And they put videos up there and Hockey Club events and things like that. And that's what's really interesting about it. Let's talk about TikTok for a moment, because a lot of you have it, a lot of your friends have it, most people in your age group do. And you can see worldwide where it's going. The growth isn't what it used to be, right? The growth isn't where it is, but you can see about 900 million people use TikTok worldwide, and that'll go up to about 955 million they project for 2025. The growth of TikTok isn't what it used to be, but it's very important. In fact, in the US, almost half the people, 18 to 29, use TikTok. And people between 18 and 34 are the majority of TikTok users in the United States. What's interesting here, as you can see, much more so than Facebook, 61% of TikTok users identify as female. And people between the ages of 12 and 24 account for about 42%, or about half of TikTok users in the United States. So it skews younger and it skews female. What about Twitter? Right? One of the great things that we are learning in this semester's social media project is Twitter, as you guys know, it reaches a different type of market than TikTok or Facebook. And there's more interaction, right? You can get instant feedback from your favorite celebrity, your favorite team, your favorite announcer, whatever it would happen to be. So if you look at the same graph from TikTok that we saw, you'll notice that Twitter kind of peaked about 3 years ago, right? In 2022, it's going down. And so there's a lot of reasons for that. Some of them are political. But if you look at Twitter/X now, it has about 238 million daily active users that spend about 5 hours per month on it. It's more popular with millennials than Gen Z. And curiously, in the United States, politically, it skews left. More Democrats than Republicans use Twitter. And it's clearly one of the more popular apps in the United States, followed by Japan. So if you're a sponsor and you want to reach your demographic, which social media platform you choose, whether you are running the company or running the ad agency, depends upon what your target demo is. That's the demographics of the audience that you want to reach. If you're trying to reach Virginia Tech students, well, we know how to do that. We know where you are. We know what you're doing. You're a different group, right? Student tickets for men's and women's basketball may be going on sale, or maybe we're doing some sort of pep rally, or maybe there's student tickets for the Metallica concert, right? Where we publish that and how we push those notifications on the app or elsewhere are going to a different place than Facebook. So if Virginia Tech is going to do an event in the Silicon Valley in conjunction with the football team's road trip to Stanford, and we're trying to reach people in the San Francisco Bay Area who may want to go to a fancy dinner with the university president and the athletic director and schmooze with other donors when Virginia Tech is on the West Coast, we're not doing that on TikTok. We're going to geo-target a Facebook campaign, which has already happened, to Northern California, actually all of California. Come see this event starting Wednesday night in San Jose and Thursday night in San Francisco, and then a Friday night pregame event in Palo Alto. So there's 3 different events coming up for this specific football game. But to get the word out, there's emails, but to drive the interest, you're going to go Facebook, right? If we're going to talk about a game and we want to get reaction from fans, that type of thing, or the coach wants to get a message out, it's going to be on X, Twitter. If we're trying to reach students, it's going to be push notifications in the app, TikTok, that type of thing. And Instagram as well. And this is a science, and there's a career in this. And I think one of the most amazing people is Katie Daly. And Katie has a new title. She's the Senior Vice President for Digital, Social, and Streaming Content for ESPN, for Disney. And she's absolutely brilliant. She's really articulate. She's very smart. You can read her bio on the screen there. And Katie was a guest speaker at an event in Boston. And if we were in class today, what I would do is push play on her speech and sit down with you for a little bit. Of all the speakers that I wish we could bring in, not that John Schumann wasn't just absolutely incredible for you guys, but I think Katie may relate to more people in this room and on this campus than anybody. So what I'm going to do now, and I've shared the link in an email, but I'm going to pop it up on the screen as well. You need to watch this video. This would be part 2 of today's virtual lecture. It's a 2-part virtual lecture, right? The one that I'm talking into my camera here, and then Katie, that has already been uploaded to YouTube. You need to watch them both. So that's it for this portion of discussion 5B. Katie and her discussion, which is absolutely fascinating, is next. That's it for today. Again, discussion 6 also on our YouTube channel coming up on Wednesday.